not even sad about it, maybe just bitter. But I can't stop myself from looking at that old picture. How did we go from that to not texting back? I don't understand, we got so off track. But I'm not even sad about it, maybe just bitter. Every conversation ends up going back.
Happy New Year, everyone. Here is the deal. So I've had Darcy for a little over a couple months at this point, and she's still pretty new to the barn in my heart. But in that very short time, a lot has happened. So I figured we needed a little bit of a fresh start with this new year. I wanted to just reset our routine and focus back on training, building consistency, and just spending more intentional time with my horse. So this is just a realistic week of working with her, from training to care and all the little moments in between. You are going to get a glimpse at what a week in the life with a new eventer is really like, training at the novice level. Also, quick shout out before we dive in, thanks to this week's sponsor, Flight House. All the tracks you'll hear throughout this video are from them, and I've linked my favorite ultimate horse training playlist in the description that I've been riding along to all week. I've just had this playlist playing in the background while I train and spend time with my horses. Whether I'm riding or gaming, it's definitely become a staple part of my routine. So if you ever want to listen to some tunes while you're riding or gaming, I definitely would recommend checking out the playlist below. Anyways, I've got a busy week planned ahead, so stick around because this is the week in the life of the cutest equestrian athlete. Good Monday morning, everyone. So to start off this week in the life of Darcy, we're kicking it off with something super exciting today. Hold on to your seats. A rest day! I know, try to contain your excitement, but Darcy's getting a visit from the farrier today, so I don't want her to overdo it as she might be a little sore after the farrier comes, so we're taking it easy. Darcy is still pretty new to me, but grooming is one of my favorite things to do to bond with my horses. It's not just to make her look pretty or get the endless amount of yellow stains out of her, but it's how I check in on how she's feeling and just to really get to know a horse. And honestly, she is one of my horses that not only tolerates the process, but melts into it. I mean, look at that face. And good thing, because this gray gets messy fast. Now, the farrier arrived a little later than expected, which just meant extra grooming time for Darcy, which she did not complain about. Today is actually a bit of a milestone for her. It was her first farrier visit with me. I'm just hoping she doesn't decide to try a little kickboxing with the farrier, but from what I've heard, she should be perfectly fine. And she got the green light to take her hind shoes off. The farrier said her feet have been healthy and strong, so she doesn't need them anymore. I think it's going to be easier on her joints, more comfortable for her, and honestly, it saves a little money too, which never hurts. New shoes are like a fresh pair of sneakers for horses. You gotta break them in, right? I don't know if that's exactly the best analogy, but her soreness is why she's getting the day off. Nonetheless, after the farrier work, we did do a light hand walk in the paddock so she could stretch her legs and get used to being barefoot on her hinds. Although rest days like this might not look exciting, they are just as important as the training days. And tomorrow, we see how she moves with her new shoes, so stay tuned. It's gonna get progressively more interesting as the week goes on. Well, after a pretty chill day yesterday with the farrier, it is Tuesday and we're back in motion, but keeping it easy still. Darcy's getting used to her new shoes and being barefoot, half barefoot, I guess. And I want to check in on how she's adjusting to being barefoot in the back without jumping straight back into anything super intense. And what's a good way for me to get a feel for where she's at, but lunging, of course. Now, we started off and there were a few missteps here and there, which may sound like nothing, but for a horse person, even the slightest stumble can cause a panic. So, I was out there lunging her, double and triple checking that those indeed were just one-off little missteps, and to my relief, it indeed was just a little wobble here and there, nothing major, and she always found her footing quickly after. After that mini panic, we got to the real work. First, we started doing some walk circles, just letting her settle into the round pen. She was a little fidgety at first, but that's totally normal for a day like this, because even a day off can cause some horses to be a bit fresh, and I find that Darcy is one of those horses. Then we picked up the trot, keeping her forward but relaxed. She did have a little skip in her step during that upward transition, almost like she was testing the ground, seeing how it all feels with a new setup. But by the time we got to canter, she was starting to figure it out. A little tiny bobble here and there, but nothing she couldn't recover from or that raised any big red flags. That's one of the things I love about her. She is smart, she's resilient, and she bounces back so quickly. Again, days like this might seem boring compared to jumping or cross country, which we'll get to, guys, don't worry, but they are just as important. I find that confidence on the ground translates to confidence under saddle. By the end of the session, she was moving much more confidently, and I could see she was starting to figure out the change in her shoes. That is exactly what today was about, taking it one step at a time. Welcome to the first exciting event of the week. Today we are going to be hauling out to Steve's farm for a proper dressage lesson with my trainer Elizabeth. We've been working at home for a few days, but you know, sometimes you need a fresh arena and a trainer's eyes to see where you're really at.
That's a bold, kind of wild thing to say. Let's get off it before we get started. This could turn from a good thing to hate. Keep it shallow for our own sake. Don't wanna play with the thought of losing what we should.
Well, how about we start with a big relaxed walk circle. Just let her stretch down and reach for the bit. Keep her nice and soft in your hands. Should I keep the reins longer for the warm-up or just normal contact? I would say a bit longer at first, just so she can reach down and really stretch, but once she's soft, shorten just gradually for your trot. Good, now let's do some trot transitions. I want you to keep your seat quiet and your legs active. She'll respond to subtle aids. Nice, big trot circle. Watch your outside rein, don't let her fall out. Keep your inside leg at the girth to bend her around it. How about you use a few steps of walk in the corner there if she's rushing, and then pick up the trot again. This just helps her balance and really listen to your aids. Canter serpentine next. Focus on smooth transitions, not speed. We're gonna let her bend naturally. And don't worry if she anticipates, just guide her gently. Half hop before the corners to keep the rhythm. Good, now just walk her and think about what went well and what you want to improve for the next set. I think I would like her to feel more supple. Yeah, I agree. She's a little stiff, so rewrite those circles with some bending lines. Figure 8s or 3-loop serpentines. This just encourages suppleness and engagement from her.
Make a home mess to clean up the shadow. We can put back the
Good, keep your inside leg on and outside rein soft. That's it, let her think through the exercise.
where they lay. Don't wanna play with the dark.
Just a few repetitions until she's listening well. Let's aim for quality over quantity. Alright, good. And let's try a little canter extension along the long side. Just a few strides. Don't push her, keep her relaxed. Alright, you can bring it in. That was a great ride, Molly. She's looking very soft and willing. Just keep repeating this rhythm and routine, and I think next week she'll be even stronger. Yeah, I felt a big difference from the start and end of that session. She was just so much more soft. Alright, thank you. Good job. These small steps, especially when we're working on our flat work, are everything. Just seeing her stretch down and relax after all this effort is one of my favorite parts of writing, and it feels super rewarding after a particularly challenging lesson. Good evening, Jorvik. This is your Silverglade regional update for tomorrow's forecast. Residents in Silverglade Village and the surrounding farm areas should prepare for steady rain beginning early in the morning, continuing through most of the day. We're expecting light showers at first, building into a heavier, more persistent rainfall by mid-afternoon. Trails around the Silverglade Hills and the riding arena will likely be muddy and slick, so riders may want to adjust training plans or stick to indoor work where possible. Winds will stay mild, but visibility on the forest paths and near the mill may be reduced. Keep your horses dry, and we'll update you if conditions change.
You played it cool and I played it dumb. Don't you think I'm a little too young to be messed with like that? So convincing, you made it look fun.
Happy Thursday, everyone! It's pouring outside today, but that is not going to stop us. So, we're moving our show jump session indoors. No excuses, just gonna have a little change of scenery. Our goal, confidence and focus over just some small stadium jumps. After hustling down to the indoor arena in the pouring rain, we started with a good walk and trot warm-up to get our muscles moving and her brain focused. Before we hit the actual jumps, I wanted to do some pole work with her just to get Darcy thinking about her stride and rhythm because she was a little behind the leg during our warm-up. It's simple, but it really sets the tone for the rest of the session. We even did some more technical exercises like bounce jumps, which she took on brilliantly. She really picks up her feet. Look at that form. These pulls and exercises remind her to stay balanced and engaged because we're not worried about high jumps today. It's about getting her confident and not exhausted. I wanted her to give 100% today. Once she had about a 20-minute warm-up in and she was settled, we jumped straight into the fun part, the course. Nothing huge today, just small jumps to keep her confident and thinking. She handled it beautifully, even with the rain pounding outside.
We don't talk anymore, gave me the silent treatment. Did you go find someone, or am I the reason? And I can't ignore the way I hate you for leaving. Too much free time staring up at the ceiling.
And that's a wrap for today. We did just keep it small here. Some warm-up pole work and a few jumps. I will say the rain stole her focus here and there. For the most part, considering how loud it was outside, she did stay pretty focused and calm, which is exactly what I wanted from today. Nothing fancy, just building her confidence and keeping her balanced. And I think she handled it really well. Some days are going to be about big jumps, some days are just about staying steady and confident and working on the technical bits. Today was the latter, and that's fine. Ah, what a beautiful Friday. The sun is shining again, and we're taking Darcy on a little adventure. The Silverglade Village is just a short ride from the Cosmic Equestrian Center, and the hills around here are perfect for building strength and fitness. It's a nice change from the arena, it keeps her mind engaged, and not only that, but it is great for conditioning a horse. Alright, Darcy, I think this is your first time going over... Oh, okay, I know the bridge is scary, but you gotta face your fears. There we go. Okay, she just had to stop and think for a second. Oh my gosh, oh, coming in hot. She's ran like she stole that horse. Alright, well, it's such a beautiful day. Oh, I see the castle. There it is. Darcy's first time in the village. Alright, Silverglade Village. Here we come. It'll be Darcy's first time going through any sort of town, so I don't know how she's gonna like it, but we'll see. Alright, we're getting close. Okay, no need to gallop into the distance. Oh, that's my house. Look at that, Darcy. That's where I go every night. Without you. I know, believe it or not, I don't actually spend every waking moment of the day with this little pony. Let's keep trotting along here. Today is the farmer's market. Looks like it's pretty small today, but it is just Friday. I think it gets a little bit bigger on the weekends. Alright, Darcy, what do you say we get a couple treats for you while we're here? Do a little grocery shopping? We did make a quick pit stop in the village for some groceries, aka carrot treats for the horses, since the farmer's market was going on that morning. Of course, Darcy ate most of them before we even got home, so couldn't share too much, but it was a nice little reward for her after some very solid hill work. Alright, all in all, I would say it was a great morning. We got some conditioning in, hit a few hills, kept this girl mentally fresh with a change of scenery. Days like this make all the difference for her fitness. I mean, this hill is a prime example of the conditioning work these horses can get out of just hacking around Silverglade. And Darcy is getting sweaty, so I'm going to give her a quick back and then turn her out. Today calls for a celebration because we have officially made it to the weekend. And today's the day we're gonna hit Golden Leaf Valley for some cross-country schooling. It is my favorite place for schooling. They have great questions and a lovely, lovely course. Darcy's still kind of new to the whole eventing cross-country thing, but so far, from what I can tell, she loves it. I mean, we did have a little fall a few weeks ago, but other than that, I I actually signed us up for a little schooling show tomorrow. So this is a low pressure way for her to get used to the area and the jumps before the big day, because it is a little show jumping derby at the Golden Leaf stables. It is a little windy out today, kind of overcast, but I'm hoping that doesn't get her feeling too terribly spicy. But I guess there's only one way to find out, really.
The cons outweigh the pros. I hate I had to be the last to know that you were just a fraud and love was close. But I can't play with you, that's just a game for fools. Can't look away, I've seen the cracks in you, but fixing you will have me broken too. You're so stuck in your ways, it's time to go. And if I choose to stay, I'll never be the same. Oh, but no, it's never gonna go the way that it should go. I'm better on my own. I'm better.
Whew. Okay, don't want to make another falling off video, Darcy.
When you're gone, 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 I'm better on my own. I'm better when you're gone, gone. I had to bend
Great girl. Oh, my face smacks some leaves. Alright, there we go. That's why you wear helmets, kids. Good girl. Up the hill. Just like yesterday. Easy peasy. You got it in the bag. Good girl. And there we go. Does anyone else talk to themselves on a course? Oh, yeah. Maybe that's bad advice. Okay, we had a little stop, but it was because we kind of lost our forward motion. Okay, I should have given ourselves a bit of a circle for that, but that's okay. Okay, good girl. I need to focus and stop giving you guys commentary, as fun as it might be. Alright, I understand that was exciting, but let's slow our roll. Easy. Good girl. That was a pretty decent course. Did have a little moment of questioning there, but all in all, she was very brave. I'm calling that a day right there. We got a good little spook in, as you guys could see over that GoPro footage. She is still figuring out cross country. We've had our ups and downs with it, but honestly, she handled everything else really well. She got to see all the fences and banks and just get used to the terrain. And every time she hesitated, she bounced back and always jumped it the second time, which is huge. Tomorrow's our little schooling show at Golden Leaf, and I'm feeling a mix of nerves and excitement, but it's only a schooling show after all, to give her a confidence boost. So I just want her to have a good experience tomorrow, and hopefully today helped her build a little bit of confidence. We're back at Golden Leaf already. How'd that happen? So today is the schooling show day, and the plan is to do a round over some novice level fences. Nothing crazy high, just 2.7 to 2.9. I'm definitely a little nervous though, but I've been working with her all week and I've been super happy with her progress so far. So today's goal is just to give her some confidence, hopefully no refusals, a clean round, some jumps, and the main goal is, of course, learning. Just nothing crazy.
Shapeshifter, giving up a part of me that no one needs to know. Mind drifter, in and out of dreams of what I've lost and what I hold. I'm always looking back, or running out of slack, or reaching for the road. So what's it gonna take to find a way to cut the cord and let it go? We can float away or kill the ghost that haunts the part of me that needs control.
Alright, we're in the warm-up ring. It's pretty quiet. I'm the first one out here. We're just walking and trotting through it right now. She's a little alert, but that's okay. I just want her to feel the space and focus on me before we hit the jumps.
And let it go. We can float away or kill the ghost. It haunts the part of me that needs control. At 30,000 feet, I can finally see that I'm never gonna change. If I'm always in the way, never gonna change. If I don't cut the cord and let it go.
Not perfect, but way better than expected. And by way better than expected, I mean we had no refusals, which, if you saw my last show with her, is a big step up for us. We did knock a rail. She took the long stride and it didn't work out, and she just clipped it on her way down. It was that big tall oxer, so I'm not too concerned about that. It happens. Overall, I'm very proud with her. She was a little lucky when we first entered the ring, but she started to really lock in, and I really aimed for a slower pace than rushing our way throughout the ring. So although our time wasn't the best, I was really happy with how pretty it felt. Honestly, I'm really proud of how brave she was today, and of course she got the last of the carrot treats from the other day's Silverglade hack, and you best believe she earned every single one of them. Wow, what a week. We started off very nice and slow with the farrier, rest day here and there, and we got her moving with some lunging, dressage, and jumping, and then we went on a little adventure down to Silverglade, hit the hills for some conditioning, and even did a bit of cross-country prep before today's schooling show. Of course, she had her moments, but honestly, that's part of getting her confident and comfortable. I'm really proud of how far she's come just in a week. Don't forget to check out my writing playlist, which has been the perfect vibe for all our training sessions this week, in the description. And that's it for this week with Darcy. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I will see you guys next time. Bye.